make sure I always believe how we do one thing reflect how we do in everything. Don't do chin cai in JCI, then you do all out in your career. Definitely there will be a difference also. JCI we practice the skill. There is a skill called if you can influence a group of people, because we are all here volunteer servant. Do we all get paid to be here today? Do we all get paid to work in JCI? No, right? In fact, maybe we need to spend money, spend time, spend my sleeping quality, sleeping time. Okay, 3 level of people. The first type is we call executor. They do as per what you told. They can perform excellently. And then the 9 characters we talk about to be a successful, outstanding OC. I need to find the chat box. I love to interact with all of you in the chat box. Okay, so be an outstanding organizing chairman. Myself, Vivian, I'm a 2020 National Treasurer, and this is some of my JCI profile. Feel free to add me on Facebook. All right, this module was designed back on 2019, as per what I have shared just now. I first joined JCI in 2014. And that year, I volunteered to organize at least 4 community projects throughout the years. But I was never taught of how to organize a project. I don't know the duties and the responsibility of the OC. And yeah, there's a lot of hiccups. And I think most of you will experience what I have experienced. So many hiccups due to maybe lack of experience, lack of contingency plans. Thing is not prepared as per what you have told, or maybe there's a lot of things that we forgot to prepare. So in these training sessions, we will cover all the important aspects that we need to cover in this training to be an outstanding organizing chairman. And I would like to ask everyone here, please type in the chat box. I saw a very, very good friend of mine. Hi, Willie. Will you say hi to everyone? Hi, Willie. Okay, where's Willie?
I'm here. Just observing.
Just observing. Okay, glad to have you here. All right. May I know how many of you have become OC before? OC to certain project. Type OC in the chat box if you were once a OC, no matter how big or how small. Okay, Katini OC. Okay, who else? Okay, our president, definitely. Hi, Jackie. Okay, Gabriel. Okay. We have 5 OC here. There should be more. Okay, hi, Stephen, Chinlong. Okay, who else? OC. All right. So I can see there is 50%, almost 50% of our participants that actually been an OC previously, regardless small and big. Can you write us a project name that you have done? The project name? Well, I would love everyone to interact with me. So, I got to know you all more also during the training. Effective meeting. So you have organized a training previously. Okay. Who else? For everyone who have typed you as an OC, can you share us what kind of project, maybe the project name that you have organized? Graphic design 101 training. Okay. Work cleanup day. Okay, cool. Corporate visit. All right. Let it forward. Solar lamps community. This is a very I can send it. Should be a very impactful community project. Okay, what else? So my next question is, were you guided on what to do as OC when you become an OC? Were you guided on what to do as OC? Okay, you can type yes or no in the chat box. So in this today training sessions, the learning objective will be to perform the duties of an OC and also having a very clear directions of what to do as an OC. And yes, by PLP, really, Indonesia girls thing, especially being forced softly to be OC. Okay, I got all your voices in the chat box. Definitely how to be an effective and influential OC in your chapter and in organizing any kind of events. Okay, so these are the learning objectives that we are going to have on today. Let's moving forwards. And in the course program, there will be 5 modules that we are going to cover today, and I will be all right. I saw a lot of chat on the chat on the site, so I'm very happy with it. So in this course program, we are going to how to kickstart. We are going to know how to kickstart a program, a project, and also once we know our project objective, so what sort of preparations that we should get ready in advance. So and also upon the event day, so what are the things that we must not miss in order to have a very smooth run of our events, and finally what should be done after we have completed our projects. And lastly, I would like to share about what sort of characteristic that we have to process in OC, and we so-called a project leader. So this will be all covered in today's training sessions. Okay, moving further, let's come to our module 1 with a proposal. Okay, what sort of project proposal that you will cover? Like when you are submitting a proposal to your boards, what you will cover in that proposal. Everyone, you can type in the chat box. Okay, I always believe by involving and sharing your thoughts, you learn more. Objective, yes, correct. Okay, you will have an objective of the project. Yes, correct. Budget. Oh, somebody raised a very good point. And having a goal. Okay, what else? Target. Yes, or target audience. Very, very well done. I think those who answer here are quite an expert or OC already. Okay, so yeah, please go on to share with all of us what your thoughts about proposal content. Okay, in here, in the proposal content, there is a few things that generally we will cover. Definitely a project names and your project durations, whether it's a one year project or it's a 1-day project, and how long will it be and what are the times, and also need and analysis. I will talk more about on this need and analysis, and of course the objective and the target audience as per what our JCI Medan president has shared just now. And the methodology means the plan of actions. How are we going to run these projects? So if you see, I do highlight on the need and analysis. So talking about the need and analysis, how do we justify the need of the project that we organize? Whether simply because we think this is a project that our member wants, our community wants, or we actually have an analysis to back up that we should do this project. So this is a question mark for all of us, and I will further to cover this in depth later on. So need and analysis is very important in organizing a project. We don't do it short sendiri ya. Anyone who know what is short sendiri, suka hati sendiri saja lah macam tu. Okay, going further, the need and analysis will be coming back to the active citizen framework. So this is a methodology of JCI in organizing project. This is a previous version. Someone help me to do that. Thanks. All right. So in this active citizen framework, I will not go further because in JCI last year we have upgraded this active citizen framework into a JCI action framework, which will be showing over here. So JCI action framework is the upgraded versions to help create a strong JCI actions that are centered around the 4 areas of opportunity that we have, which is individual, community, business, and the international. And I'll go into one by one in a brief. I'm not going into deep into this JCI action framework, but just to let you all know, the step in organizing an impactful project are pretty much relevant to this JCI action framework also. So the first step will be, we have to analyze first. Analyze and find the root cause of the problems and the problems, so that we know what sort of problems that we are going to tackle and find a solution to it. This is a step one. Analyze the real need and the root cause of the project. And then the second one will be, once you know the root cause problems, only we start to develop a project that's to solve that problems methods. So you have to develop a sustainable solutions. It shouldn't be a one-off. It shouldn't be upon you stop doing it and maybe the situation will back to the original. Make sure you brainstorm for a very sustainable solutions. Okay, we'll also, okay, and then the next one will be execute. Once we have developed such project, and then definitely we have to take actions. There won't be any result without taking any actions. So coming to execute, take actions and implement all our plans. So this is the third step. And coming to the last step will be review. Upon completing our project, we are not like, you know, hiding our project under the locker or whatever. We have to review what are the impacts, that whether we achieve the impact, the goal, the objective that we have set earlier in the beginning. So we have to measure the impact. So in here, review and evaluate our results. So see if we are on the right track to tackle the right solutions, or if there is any need to modify the project so to make it better or to fulfill the objectives that we are actually aiming for. Okay, so these are the 4 steps in the JCI action framework. And definitely out of these 4 steps, that a partnership, okay, I saw Jackie from Indonesia, he mentions, okay, the partnership is very important also. Why? The partnership should involve in all 4 steps, because when you do the need analysis, maybe perhaps you need the input of your governments, or maybe you need input from the media press. So partnership is not only involving about sponsorship. Don't think about partnership and then you think of sponsoring money only. There's a lot more than that is a lot more beyond these resources that our partnership can give us, leveraging, and we will cover more on this later on also. So I hope you have a brief idea how can we find a good project. Must be started with a JCI action framework. Start with need and analysis. Okay, find out the root cause. Only we design a sustainable solutions and then execute and review accordingly. So bukan suka-suka sahaja kita mau organize ni dan kita organize ini event. Make sure you have a reason, a solid reason behind to organize this project. Okay, all right. So, and also I would like to cover a bit on the UN SDG. How many goals we have in this UN SDG? How many goals we have? 70 goals. Yes, correct. So do we align our project to UN SDG? Type yes or no in the chat box. So after we have a JCI action framework to find a root cause to organize a project, and the next thing we need to align our project to UN SDG also. So if you are able to fulfill this JCI action framework and the UN SDG, basically you are on the right track to develop and to do a very impactful project already. Okay, so some of you might wonder, why does JCI action framework and UN SDG has anything to do with an outstanding OC? All right, a successful project is measured by how big the impact and the influence that we have created. So definitely, if you follow JCI action framework and the which is a methodology in organized project, and also the UN SDG, and in the 70 goals, you will be achieved a better world by doing that project. And then definitely there will be impact to our community also. So these are the reasons why I bring up these 2, JCI action framework and UN SDG, before we go further into the details of how to run a project. We have to make sure our projects are aligned and are meaningful first. Okay, the next one will be budget. Okay, just now I saw Kardini type in the chat box. Budget is very important during our very first session. Okay, we have income and expenditure, right? So in the next one will be a team task. So be aware of these budgets. Okay, make sure our budget is not over or under budget. Why this is important? Okay, I would like to share if your project running for a deficit So, at the end of the day, you're running a deficit that will actually demotivate your members also. Okay, your member will feel demotivated. Okay, how come, all the effort that I have done and eventually turn out to be a deficit? Okay, so that's why budget is very important in the beginning. So we don't want to create a burden to our chapter also. At the end of the day, the chapter has to cover the big hole. Maybe you are deficit in a few thousand that you need to cover it up. Okay, so coming to this budget, let's have a team task. Since we are having how many members, participants, about 34 packs, right? So maybe we have a breakout room in three breakout rooms. So me and team one, in 10 minutes, in a team that you are going to discuss a budget. Okay, you can draft up a budget. Okay, maybe using Google spreadsheet or using PowerPoint. It's all up to you on your free presentations. Okay, on team one, you have to do a budget for installations and award ceremony. Okay, maybe I will type in the chat box later on. Team one to do a installation and award ceremony budget. Team 2, you have to do a community project budget, And team 3, you're going to do a business project budget. Okay, you can be file free. Maybe you cannot use with a name for it. So is that clear, everyone? Team 1, team 2, team 3. Okay, randomly you will be, thanks, Amanda. You're so sweet. All right, so take a note on this. Team 1, team 2, team 3 budgets. Okay, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So have we been assigned?
You can choose the room you want to get in.
Okay, so everyone randomly choose the room that you want to join. Okay. So feel free, guys. Okay, there's room 1 to 3. Feel free to join the room that you would like to join. Okay, make sure balance. Don't leave any room like only five members. I will jump around. Okay, feel free to join. No one want to do a business budget, a corporate visit budget perhaps? Okay, we have the first Darren join JCI Medan.
Which one I should join?
Feel free, maybe join room 3 since room 3 only 3 packs.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe in the next breakout room, maybe the tech team, can you randomly assign? Because maybe they are shy to join rooms. So you just assign them randomly. Okay, I'll try first since that is quite empty. And
Can't seem to find the join button somewhere. Oh,
Can you know, do you want me to put you in which room?
room 1 would be good.
All right. Go
Thank you.
to room 1. Okay.
Hi, Amanda. So okay, everyone is back.
Yeah, I suppose everyone should be coming back to the main room.
All right, cool. Okay, so which team would like to present first? Either you would like to share screen or you just verbally share about what sort of income and expenses in your budget.
Group 1.
They come group ones. I love that kind of energy. So,
JD, go!
Wait, I need to sum up.
team 1 or team 2 or team 3?
Okay, team 2.
Okay, team 2 ready, yeah? You are going to share screen or?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
All right. So
Okay.
as from team 2, we are doing community projects, that is blood donation. So our budget would be in expenses to spend, marketing materials like banner, bunting, handouts, food souvenir, decorating item. So for our income to earn, sponsor from restaurant, venue, sponsor like shopping mall, lucky draw gift, like in-kind sponsor, and also sales for merchandise. Yeah, that's it.
All right, thanks, George. So, any other input to make our community project budgets even better? Any input from others? You can type in the chat box or you can unmute yourself to share. In my training sessions, I love everyone to input, so we have more interactions with each other. Do you have any others to add on? But I think as a blood donations, they have covered up much of the important aspect, because blood donation is a community project. So it's kind of hard for us to, definitely we don't have any ticket sales and so on and so forth. So very well done to team 2. Later I will do a sum up for all the teams. So who will be the next team to share? Team 1 or team 3?
I'll do it, team 1. My budget is gonna be, yep. Actually, this is just a list of things. We didn't actually have a community specific project or something. We just have a business project.
Okay.
So usually when you get income is kind of similar from what the blood donation was in team 2. We had registration, ticket sales, sponsorship, and donors. Donors is like from within JCI itself, from past local president or senator, if possible. And then fundraising is we buy stuff and then try to sell it and hopefully get a margin out of it, so we can do some fundraising that way. In terms of expenses, we thought of we are assuming this could be flying in people from overseas or from other cities, so there's transportation costs, which is airplane tickets as well. And then we have to think about the accommodation, like the hotel and the venue. And then we have to think about the event organizer. If we are using an event organizer from outside of JCI or from the outside of the our own chapter, then there's some fee as well. And then influencer speaker, if we have to pay for them, then we have to put expenses as well. But if we have connection, then it might be easier. And then certificates to show appreciation, and some marketing expenses as well for social media and advertising. Finally, we came up with Zoom subscription because we think that in this COVID situation, most event gonna have some kind of online presence. So having a Zoom subscription will be useful. Yep, that's
Well
it.
done. Very well done. Thanks, Darius. So I think this give a very overall idea to how a budget should look like when we organize a business events. So you talk about the speaker, you talk about maybe accommodation and so on and so forth. All right, well done. The next one, the last team.
Yes, it will be me. All right, everyone can see my screen.
Yes, Jackie.
So I divide it into two. We divide it into two. The first is the income and the expenses. Of course, the very first income is from the sponsorship, and the next one is from ticketing. Since I think award, there will be a lot of exposure, like from all of a company, they will sponsor our event, and then the expenses. Most will be venue, of course, and then the venue will cover food and beverages. And because this is a award ceremony, of course, we need trophies to give them the trophies, and we need documentation, photographer or videographer to documenting our event. We need decoration. We need media exposure, so news will tell about our event. And sometimes I think we need security to make sure that the event run well, and also master ceremony and entertainment. That's it from us.
All right, thank you, Jackie. So yeah, you also make a very few good points about as you identify your project is about installation award, so you need the trophy things. Okay, so I think a big round of applause to all of you making a very good budget for your project. So I hope this gives a very glance of idea how important it is for us to identify budgets. So when you identify the budget, also you identify the things that you are going to get ready for it also, correct or not? All right, and I would like to share a bit on my screen on example of a budget. Can you all see this? So these are the example of incomes. So from the registration fees, merchandise, sponsorship, donation, booth, and fundraising, and the sort of expenditures on the marketing, on the venue decorations, transportations, including sometimes sound system, and also on the merchandise that you need that can be your expenditures because you need to buy and for the merchandise, and also food and beverage, souvenirs, awards, stationery, and many more. But this is give an idea of how the formats look like in the budgets. We do not draft a budget for one time only. For every single project meeting that you are going to have, you need to open out your budget and you review it whether you are on the right track. And you have to update from time to time. So make sure we are not under budget or over budgets. Okay, so you have a proposed budget over here, and by the end of the project, you should have an actual one. In the proposed budget, maybe you have version 1, version 2, version 3 that you review from time to time. So this make a very, especially the grander the event that you do, maybe area or national project, the budget is the most important part that you should look upon. Okay, so let me close this and get back to our slide. Okay. So well done to everyone. Let's move forward to endorse. Okay, once we have our objective and our proposal and we got ready our budget, can we get kick-started straight away? Can we? Or if there anything else that we need to do before we can start the project? Anyone? You can type in the chat box or you can unmute yourself, because I feel lonely that I'm talking to myself, because for the past month I've been conducting in physical, so I have all the participants. Now I'm looking in. Good idea.
Vivian, is it possible to share the template to other chapters? Because I think it's very well done, the template, and I would like for my chapter to be able to use them.
Oh, you mean the proposal template or the budget template?
The budget template.
Yes. For all the example that I showed just now. So I will pass a copy. Maybe in the spreadsheet just now, you all may leave your email so I can email you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So I got all the template I can email you. If you need it, you can leave your email here. Okay, I typed in the email already. So you all can add on in the Let's Make Friends just now, the spreadsheet. Okay. Okay, so once we have our proposal done and we have our budget discussed within that project committee, we have to table to our board to be endorsed. Anything that is not endorsed by your board, you cannot run the project and you cannot spend any single budgets. Okay, so remember all the project must be tabled on the board meeting to be endorsed first, only we can move further. Okay, we get it done with the first part, which is the proposal part. Let's now move on to the second part. So this is a module 1 recap. We have covered the 4 steps in the JCI Action Framework and why JCI Action Framework is important, and definitely the goals in UN SDG, why it's related to organizing a very impactful project, and then is a project valid if it is not endorsed by board. So these are the some short recap for all of you, and definitely budget need to be reviewed from time to time. Okay, let's move further to our module 2. So far, okay with module 1 about the proposal and the budget. Okay, give me a okay in front of your camera. You feel all good with it? Okay, cheers. Okay, so now we have our project have been endorsed by our board. Now we have to get ready and prepare and until the event day. So the first thing will be definitely our committee. So what sort of committee that we have in organizing a project? And then what is their corresponding duties and responsibility? And I would like I think this should be a team task over here. So I would like everyone in your also team breakout room of 3, draft out the committee list that you are going to have in your your project. Whether the team 1 is the installation award, team 2 community, and team 3 is a business project. So list out the committee that you are going to have, and also not only to list out the positions, also describe their duties and responsibility that you expect them to do. Okay, can we do this? So in the breakout room of 10 minutes, can tag team.
So are we going to the same team or different team?
Yes, perhaps go back to the same team, so easier. If you would like to hop to another team, it's also all good.
Just randomize the team.
Yes, can be randomized, but as team 1 is you are talking about the installation awards, second is community, and the third one is business. So the tag team, can you assign for us rather than
So
for them?
I randomize it, okay?
Yes.
All right, so the room is open.
Okay, correct.
Hello, if anyone is unable to join the room, please kindly tell me so I could make it. Thank you.
Sign me back to the break, please.
Okay, which one? Which room?
Team 2, I think.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, harusnya bisa join manual gitu sih Pak. Di sini diriku oke.
so only Team 2 into the mainstream. No.
Yeah, it seems like so.
Okay. Yeah, we finished
Everyone
early.
is coming back in 10 seconds. All right.
Okay.
Okay, I realized I have spoken for while, and then I realized I mute myself because when you come to the main room, it will be automatically be mute. Okay, which team would like to go ahead first to share with us the
Team
community
2.
have identified and their duties and responsibilities?
Team 2.
Joanna.
Team 2.
Joanna.
Team 2 who will present?
Hello,
I
hello everyone.
Okay, sorry.
not present lagi.
Okay.
Which one you have
Okay.
everyone?
Yes,
Okay,
trainer.
Faisal. So you will be
Okay. All right, so I'll go. Okay, so first of all, we will, for sure, there will be organizing chairperson, and then there will be uh, the one who is in charge with the whole everything related to the project recorded by the treasurer himself or herself. And then we have documentation, which will be a photographer during the event. And then we have marketing committee or the multimedia or doing the design and advertising to promote the event. And then we have program director who will be more assisting in the programs. And then the sponsorship or partnership, which probably here we have the blood donation. Probably he's more relating to the liaising with the clinic or the Red Cross maybe. And then registration committee, logistic, if there's in the rings committee, because we think we maybe don't have no need so many people on an event, so that's why we're trying to categorize and narrow down the committee.
Right, multitask.
So that's multitasking.
Right,
Thank you.
thanks. We have our past and of JCI Indonesia, so can in much detail. Okay, thanks to our Billy. Okay, so another two team, which team to go first? Team one.
Can my teammate to share the screen? Thank you so much. Okay, so for our installation, sorry. Okay, hi everyone, I'm Joy. I'm JCI Sauki from Malaysia. So for organized installations, we need to have our committee, co-organizations, the chairperson and advisor. Advisor normally will give us guidance, like example like IPP or past presidents. Then for
Is it the line? Can anyone hear her or?
project secretary, ticketing.
All right.
Okay. So for ticketing, director will be selling the tickets for installations, and then program director to support all the bands, and then the MC will be lead the installation event, and hall director will be assist by program director with the tech team. For the design director will be doing the backdrop, all the design. And then for sponsorship director will be getting money from public or any sponsor from them. Then second round will be entertainment director. They will be doing like any back ends party. And for photographer will be taking the pictures during installations. And logistic committee will be picking up all the MPs or any VIPs. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, team one. Well done, because you take into consideration as IAB. Okay, who will be the next? Team three?
Yes, and Jackie, can you please?
Yes.
It's like a good teamwork. Yeah. So we're doing the business project for the offices. First of all, we also have the multimedia for the promotions and everything, making e-flyers and everything, press release, and also we have marketing and sponsorships, of course, for the sponsors, and then media communication is photographer and videographer, and also registration officer, attendance list and everything. And then venue, making sure that everything is perfect from the mic, backdrops, banners, sound system, and then we have timekeeper, we have the stage as well, yeah, and also the souvenirs, also and goodie bags, the souvenirs officers and the goodie bags, and also we'll be having we have in this pandemic situation, so normally if we do hybrid or offline, we always get swab test before entering the room. So we have this COVID-19 officer, as stated, yeah, keep wearing mask, yeah, PCR test, or yeah, making sure that all the participants are negative, COVID negative. And also we have transportation and accommodation officers, and not to forget we have VIP room officers, making sure that the VIP guest is in the VIP room will be accompanied by the LP and the senior persons. I think that will be all. And then for the F&B officers, making sure that the food is there, no one gets hungry during the event.
Making sure the food is there.
Yeah, I think exactly. The coffee break is ready and everything. Yeah, I think that will be all from
Okay.
our group.
Very well done. I guess you all are already the expert of organizing events. So from this small team task, I hope in the future when we organize project, right, please list down your committee and then give them a very clear duties and responsibility. Because a lot of miscommunications and those underperformance actually come from, I tell you to become the treasurer, but I don't tell you what to do with that treasurer positions. So I think these are the general leader tips that we can increase our efficiency of all our committee. So make sure you list down their duties and responsibility. And another tips from our Willie just now, he did mention, also depending on how small and how big is your projects. So you will know whether the community has to be multitask, or maybe the committee has to be very specific. If let's say you are holding a national project that involving 300 participants, so maybe your accommodations officer will be only solely arranging on the accommodations. But sometimes if your event only maybe 20 packs, right, your accommodation might be arranging the food and beverage also. So also depending on the size of your event, so you can identify whether your committee how wide their duty and responsibility to be covered. So at the same time, I would like to have a screen quick sharing of a sample. That is how my chapter 2 project, this one's. Okay, so we have a project forms, SOP that we have to update from time to time when working on our every single project. So these are the standard checklists that have to fill in. So from here you can see, so we have already all the positions over here, that this is just some of the example, but most importantly, we need to write out their job scope and any remarks. So for example, these are a certain example, OC and program director, make sure everything is follow up with the program for. Okay, secretary, letter of invitations. Okay, secretary is not only reminding of our OC what to do. Secretary actually have much more to do, especially letter invitations, letter sponsor, all the letter relating, friendly reminder to our guests, our participants, and also handling in all the souvenir. Okay, finance officer, ticketing treasurer, okay, design printing. This is some of the example. So also depending on the size of your project and also the nature of your project, so you add on accordingly, but make sure you always have their job scope. So in here, we always have our committee, write down their name, because you agree that you will take full responsibility to your positions and act for the best. So for this sample that I will later on to share for those who need it also. Okay, so I close this first. Let's go back to our screen here. Okay, so from here, I think all of you have get a better idea how we can organize a project with a strong committee list, provided we tell them what to do also. Okay, the next one will be we have team task. And then Gantt chart task has to be done. But without improper management, we do not know what needs to be done first or what can be done later on. So by utilizing Gantt chart, especially for a very complicated project, it's best to have a Gantt chart. So certain thing has to be done in upfront, certain thing can be done later on, or certain action has to be can only be done once you completed the first part. For example, you only can start promoting when you design flyer, all settled, right? So you cannot proceed with the promotions or maybe the social media broadcasting without any flyer or any information about it. So in that case, and then you have to identify, okay, your design material has to be here in the week 1, and then week 2 will be the promotional promoting all the promoting actions. So Gantt chart is for you to identify what are the stages to be by that time, so ensuring our project are all on time. Okay, so these are just a sample example. I have that sample on my folder also. I will share everything to anyone who need it later on. So these are the Gantt charts for you all to have an idea how are we going to manage our projects. So we make sure it's always on the right track. The next one will be just now in the beginning, I saw some of members they actually mention partnership is very important. And also in the JCI action framework, we do mention partnerships are very important in every single stage. So in these sessions, we are going to talk about strategy, partnership. We also call it all the stakeholders, all kind of stakeholders. Okay, why partnership is important? Can type in the chat box why partnership is important. Why partnership is important? Feel free to type in the chat box. Okay, support. Where the money come from? I think 80% member when talk about partnership, they will put the equal. Okay, support resources. Okay, risk, make a very good point. Create better impact also, we benefit from the resources. Yes, Prince. Okay, support resources and expertise, correct, exactly. The manpower, we are too small to organize a big event, but with the volunteer from other NGO and associations, we have more manpower, and also they have the sense of belonging. Okay, I think you all have a very great idea why strategy partnership is very important. So we have categorized into a 4 genre, which is corporates, governments, community, and education. These are the 4 general partnership that we can reach out. So can give an example of what kind of collaboration we can have with corporates. What kind of partnership we can have with corporates? Type in the chat box. What sort of partnership? Why do we need corporates? Okay, for here, definitely money again. Okay, corporate can sponsor you because especially listed company, they every year they have a certain budget to allocate for CSR projects. So this is a little tips. If you are going to do community project, please you can find out your local community or maybe your country. What are the listed company that actually have run for CSR project that are relevant to your project. So you can go and apply for those from those listed company also. Okay, what else? What else we can get from corporates? Okay, I think corporate special discount for product, yes. And maybe sponsorship in kinds of the goods. Okay, sponsorship. Okay. Speakers, yes, they can be a business sharing speaker from the corporate since they are very successful. Sometimes they have the they own a certain a building, so we can utilize sponsor. Yes, funds, goods or service. Yes, services. Please make a very good point. Technology support. Yes. So these are the things that we can get from partnering with our corporates. Okay, the next one, what can we get from our government agency? What kind of support that we can get from our government agency? Skill developments, yes. Resources, okay, what else? Good point, Reese. Venue, yes, correct. Government also got venue for us. Okay, use of public venues and volunteers. Exactly. Okay, what else? Okay, actually government normally, yes, they have funds for big project because government, okay, corporate, they have CSR project, but for governments, they will allocate budget for those community project also. So you can always find to look out for your government, your local council or your government, local government, what sort of grant and budget they are actually running right now. See whether it's aligning with your project, and so you can find out with them also. Okay, the one last thing that I will add on for government agency is about project endorsements. Okay, most of the time maybe I'll be running for 1 year, so after that we do not run it anymore. But if this project can be formulated to have a yes, correct, Reese. Okay, because if the project can run for sustainable solutions, why not we get this project endorsed by our governments? So this project will not run by our team. So every single year, maybe we are running this with our local council and together with JCI Medan or JCI Zoom, the one, the very long name one. Okay, I need to look at it for the Philippines. Okay, so government agency is very useful in if we can get them in endorsing our project to be part of their local community project. Okay, so what can we get from our community? What sort of partnership we can get from our community? So for example, community, like other NGOs, other associations, and maybe like volunteers, our public volunteers. Yes, manpower. These are basically the biggest benefit that when we partners with our community, it's for manpower, and also for example, the press media. Press media is under community also, so they will be here to support us for press release, or also to promote our events, and also sharing the complicated pool of the stakeholders. Okay, make good use of your local community, bonding with them, so they can help you to reach out to more public to have bigger impact. Okay, one last thing about collaboration for leveraging the impact, correct, precedents. Okay, so the one thing is about the education. So education is more on, for example, school, college, and a university. So what sort of partnership we can work with this school, college, and university? What can we get from? What can we get from? It's about volunteer. Okay, a lot of school, yes, manpower also, and yes, Stefan. Okay, I would like to say kudos to Stefan's new members. Yes, because in JCI we aiming 18 to 40 years old members. So when we engage them throughout our project with this kind of partnership, they actually experience and they know what we're doing. So by the time they graduated, it's easier for us to recruit them, or even they will come to us also. Yes, correct. We're volunteer, expert advice, and trainers from the education, because it's all sort of speaker, trainer, university lecturer. These are all the resources that we can get. So I hope from these sessions we have get a very big idea why partnership is so important to us. Partnership does not equal to money. There's a lot more that our partners can work together with us. So bear in mind. So in the next slide, when we think about partnership, think beyond the box. Okay, coming to the next one. So, and also a preparation checklist. Okay, other than the committee and the partnership that we have found, definitely we have a long checklist to cover. So I will share a little bit on this checklist also. Let me find where is the stop sharing so I can share the others. Okay, stop sharing. These are the preparation checklist as example that are covering from proposal preparation, execution, and postmortems. So in this proposal, what are the checklists that we should cover and during the preparations? So these are all the checklists. Okay, in almost every single project that you can go and review which is relevant to you, and then prepare accordingly. Okay, for this example, for this preparation checklist, I will share out later also. So during the preparation, we should cover, have to find sponsor, you have the invitation letter, have to get ready your souvenir and certificate to the trainers or to the guest of honor. And if you get ready your presentation slide and venue confirmation, venue decoration, floor plan. So these are the little checklists. Okay, that should very helpful for most of the event also. And I will share this. I will share this out also upon your needs. And during the execution and postmortem, this will be covered later on, but this I have to compile into a very full preparation checklist. Okay, so let's get back to our slide. So always have a checklist. Always have a checklist so we know anything else that we are undercover or are yet to cover. Okay, the next one will be a contingency plan. So this is so important. Later on, we will have some case study sessions. So where I need everyone to brainstorm about what if this happened, what would you do? Okay, make sure for every single project, we always have plan A, B, C, especially for some of the very important crucial part that you cannot be missed. When this is not done, the whole project cannot run smoothly on the day. So make sure you have a plan B, plan C for that also. Okay, so for contingency plans, you have to identify what sort of resources you have, so you can identify whether sometimes you need to plan for the blackout B and C, where the resources come from, and what are the key risks, that cannot be missed. Okay, draft a contingency plans, share the plan and revisit the plan. It means after you draft your contingency plan, make sure hold your committee knowing about this also. So when things go wrong, your committee know what to do. Do not keep the plan only for OC yourself, because OC is the busiest person on that day. You won't be able to go and liaise around. So that's why I think most of you have a program director in your committee list just now. So program director is the second important person after OC, because during the OC day, especially for example installation award, right? OC will be sitting on the main table. So anything go hazard around the floor will be handled by program director and all the committee. So make sure all your committee knowing each other duties also, and knowing all the contingency plan and everything well. So if anything happen, even also you are sitting there, but your team can cover it up. Okay, so these are the examples of some emergency gas cases. So share with me in the chat box, how are you going to deal with this? So for example, imagine your IIB, your installation award ceremony. All of a sudden, your guest of honors, if you have invited one of the YB of your maybe your prime minister or guest of honor cannot attend all of a sudden, very last minute. What are you going to do with this? Type in the chat box. How are you going to deal with these situations? Steph, try really. Okay. What would you do? Show must go on, right? Yes, definitely show must go on. But without guest of honor, what can we do? Yes, find the replacement. Okay, what sort of replacement that we can come from? Okay, you can okay, replacement, for example, if your event are very grand, normally we will have your perhaps have your MP on that event day also, or maybe your NEVP. Yes, correct. Okay, so very last minute, if we really don't have guest of honor, find from the floor any general officer, national president or national executive presidents, so they can be in replacements. Okay, well done to Reese, Hartini, also president. So must go on, and also Joanne. Okay, well done. The next example. Okay, for example, okay, you are going to have all the trophy, all the maybe souvenir in big token of appreciation that you are going to give your speaker. So what if your supplier are not able to produce the souvenir or the awards at the very last minute? Imagine your installation award ceremony, you don't have trophy. In the very last minute, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Clean, sir. Oh, genius. This is Joanne. Okay, yes, I think she make a very e-certificate, gift certificate. Yes, basically making up print certificate and with affirms. So it's easier to prepare at the very last minutes, and because the certificate maybe you take photo from the far, so even the name, it might not be the right person, but it's okay, usable. At least it is okay for you to, yes, the actual souvenir to follow. Okay, souvenir will be delivered rather, correct? Yes. So we just in the very last minute, okay, we can print the certificate with a firm. We continue with the show also, as our president said, show must go on. Okay, we go on, we give the sir, we take photo, and then later on we will deliver the souvenir. So this is the correct way to deal with it. So, and the next one, venue got cancelled due to unforeseen reasons. Maybe 2 days, before that, you were told by the venue said that your event was booked by PM. Definitely, they are going to let PM have that, your prime minister to have that floor. So your venue got cancelled. What would you do? What would you do? Move to Zoom. Find another venue, except find new venue. Yes, correct. If you have 1 or 2 days, except go and find new venue. Okay. Or basically maybe this is one of the contingency plan also. This is one of the backup plan. Okay. Find any other backup locations that are close to the venue, or maybe perhaps to postpone if your event is really huge and that is the only hall that you can use. So you can consider whether to postpone or not. But if 2 days advance are not advised to postpone lah, because everyone have scheduled their calendar to attend. So find new venue. Yes, preferably near ones. Find a venue or go hybrid if the venue could only accommodate. Yes. So this will be depending on what sort of project that you are doing also. So by the end of the day, you can adjust accordingly. Okay. Coming to the 4. Medical emergency. Medical emergency. All of a sudden it's too crowded. There is some people fainted. Find doctor. Can you find doctor last minute? Or maybe you can always have. Okay. I get that. Call our IBB. Your IBB is doctor first aider. Yeah. Since there is a doctor member is JCI Medan. Okay. Ambulance must be on standby. Please make a very good point. In case you are having some carnival involving 500, 1,000, participants, please make sure you have a medical emergency also, because definitely that it once happened also. Make sure you have an ambulance standby. For example, if you have a 1,000, the marathon, you organize a marathon community project, and you are involving 500 or 1,000 ambulance standby in case if anything. Okay, escort the offender person to the nearest. Yes, correct. Shinta make a very good point also. Also to identify where is the nearest hospital. Okay. Also very much depending on your nature of your project. If you're organizing anything like I say marathon, but in any cases also identify if any hospital that are closest, so in case anything happen, we know what to do with it. Okay, go to the nearest hospital and also contact their next of kin. Okay, tell event next to hospital. Okay, George, I hope to see you in the future. Every single project that you have will be next to the hospital. I'm just kidding. Yes, it could be. It could be. All right, the next one, the last one, traffic jam that cause low attendance rate. What to do? What would you do to prevent this or to deal with these situations? For example, you are having your event on the most hotspot zone in your maybe Jakarta or in anywhere else that probably you are going to have a jam 45 minutes to go there. What would you do? Okay, provide animation. Okay, all right. I think these 3 ideas are very well done. First, I'll say set up online for members. Risk, I think the best solution for you is anything, we standby online and hybrid first. Very good idea, but it's not recommended. How are you going to have a hybrid in the last minutes? Because we are supposing to have people to come for physical. Okay, Kartini, sing a song first to all the guests. I think okay, good idea. I like it. But I would like to give our Joanne from JCI South Key, Malaysia, tell in advance. Okay, as part of the committee, if you already know you are going to host an event in a very peak season area, please make sure you inform all your participants, or maybe you forecast and provide pre-event information so that everyone know what is going to, they are expected to got jammed, so they can set off earlier, or maybe they can carpooling or whatsoever. So pre-events, we do a prevention first. And if really, you know, like on the day, you know, having some serious raining, even the upfront, they got so low attendance rate. So I think Neil and Stella, very good suggestions. Maybe we can have some ice-breaking sessions or some entertainment sessions first while we're waiting for the rest. If let's say the attendance is about only 30% appear. Okay, so good. Okay, Kartini sing and dance. Wow. I think our Vivi Kartini is like a multitask to all sort of committee task. It's okay, sing, mingle, having everything in Jakarta. Okay, so I hope with this sort of mindset to set up within you, every single project that we must have a contingency plans. Plan for the worst case scenario and prepare upfront plan BC for them first. Okay, so we don't have any too much hiccups, because sometimes we have a lot of new members, too many hiccups for them, heart attack tau, sakit itu jantung tak boleh tahan. Okay, so these are the examples that I can give you for an idea. Call police escort. Please escort our president next time when go to your event. Yes, I have this experience before, can do carpool. Okay, correct. So these are the contingency plans. To wrap up this, okay, this module we have an idea about the roles and responsibility of our project community. Okay, also on the time management, which is about the Gantt chart, knowing what to be done first, that to be prioritized to be done first, because it might affect the subsequent progress of your project. Okay, leveraging on partnership. Partnership is they give a lot of resources, not only money, resources, manpower, and so on and so forth. Okay, checklist, always focusing on the details, not only have a big idea about registrations, but what are the details, for example, in the registration. First, maybe you need to the flower for the VIP, the registration name list, and maybe a money box, because maybe you are going to collect registration fees on boards. So don't focus on the details of every single task also. Make it a breakdown, and also always have contingency plan, which is get ready in upfront. Okay, having this mindset is very important. Okay, are you all so far so good with module 2? If okay, please give me an okay in front of your camera. Yay. Okay, let's move forward. Are you all still alive with me? I feel like I'm talking myself again, but I can see a lot of typing, so I pretty much have fun with the chat box also. Okay, moving the next one on the module 3. Now we have done preparing all the things. We are coming to execute on the day. Okay, so it's time to execute your plan. So for any event days, what is the first thing you will do? Just now, we will have the most important thing, we must have a protocol. Okay, the protocol is a set of rules and the procedure determining how our event must be carried out, especially the recognition protocol and sitting protocol. Okay, JCI Malaysia does have a guideline on this. If you all don't mind, I will share also JCI Malaysia guideline on all the sitting protocol and recognition protocol, which is very important. So, you know, all the VIP, our MP, our guests of honor will not feel disrespect or any, you know, misleading. Okay, these are the general types of protocol. So in the LO level, for example, the installation and awards, installation and award banquet or ceremony, these are the general, the typical protocol. Okay, we come with the guest of honor, MP, OC, your outgoing president, incoming president, your VIP, your award chairman, and so on and so forth. Okay, there will be a more comprehensive guideline to this, not only to IIB, to other general project also. And these are the recognition protocol, and these are sitting protocol in a round. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this I will share the protocol procedure in maybe. I'm going to share maybe later on because I need to find out. Okay, so these are the sitting protocol in your team task. I'm not going to run this because you really need to go through the protocol procedure before you can do this, because many members, they are not too familiar with this protocol, but this is very important. Make sure in your coming project, you can draft out this recognition protocol and the seating protocol, okay, on the event day upfront. And other than the protocol, we have speeches from our local presidents. Okay, Aussie speech, generally there is a few types of speeches. Okay, normally we will have Aussie speech and local president speech, correct or not? So what Aussie speech will generally cover? Can anyone share with me in the chat box? You know, since we are going to have Aussie and local speech, sometimes it will be duplicate if we do not identify what exactly should deliver the Aussie speech and what local presidents should cover in the speech. Any idea? Okay, Aussie should do recognitions. Okay, correct. Recognition do. Any in the chat box? Okay, what president's speech to cover and what Aussie speech to cover. Okay, for Aussie speech, generally Aussie will welcome the guest and thanking her organizing committee. Yes, correct. Appreciate to the organizing committee. This is generally in the Aussie speech. For president's speech, president, yes, brief overview of the event. Correct. Aussie will have a brief of the event since you are the one to host that event. What else will cover in the Aussie speech? Okay, very good. 3 points. Recognition, appreciate the community, and also committee, and also brief overview of the events. Very, very important. So for those who once became an Aussie, think back whether you have done this 3 part. Okay, or maybe in the future be aware of this. Okay, what about president speech? What president speech to cover? What president speech to cover? Or as an Aussie, or maybe our president Novia. You know, since your Aussie have welcomed the guests, the organizing committee, and a brief overview of the event cover for this. All right. So basically, in the president's speech, president will highlight your LO due and what do they plan to achieve. Normally, as a president, you have your presidential team. You can share about your presidential teams this year. What are the goals, and maybe also share with the audience what JCI do, because many of your participants, they are not members to JCI. Share with them. You know, we JCI have 4 pillars of opportunity. What we do here, we develop leaders. This is a leadership platform, and for all sort of example. So in the president, when you deliver in such this speech, you won't have any duplicate with the OC. Okay, so ensure that is no. Okay, LP, local president with the VVIP guests again, and thank you for coming as well. And also, and also be aware of what I have shared just now. Also, talking about the direction of a LO, share about what is JCI about. Okay, good to check with OC also, what will be said. So make sure your speech is not duplicate and heard by all the audience, because you might have press media to come over. What do you want your press media to write about your speech? Be prepared upfront. Okay, sometimes you need to print out your speech also, because what we experience here in Malaysia, normally the press will have a copy of our speech. They will request for, okay, can I have an Aussie speech? Can I have a president speech? So get ready your speech in advance in case your press media requires, so you can give them. Okay, and that's why drafting speeches is very important to make sure you have a very great start of your event. You do not want you have a very grand event, then you go out, you say a few sentences, and then you thank you everyone. Make good use of that golden opportunity given to you to go on stage to promote your chapter, to promote your event, and also to promote JCI. Okay, speech is very important. Okay, do not underestimate and go cincai. Cincai tahu tak? Boleh? Bisa? Cincai? All right. Okay, JCI is a platform to develop young leaders. So these are the example of the speech. Also, we currently have more than 30 registered members, and there's many more. Okay, I can give all kind of example, but I hope today, after today's sessions, we all know what the OC speech to cover and what the president's speech to be covered. And perhaps in your next OC, please draft a speech for yourself. We're not going to cover this because I think have generally wrapped up as a summary. So go back. If you have a OC sheet for a next project, write down your speech properly. Deliver your impact as a OC, as a president. Can you assure me that you will do your speech nicely on the next event? Say yes in the chat box if you agree with me. Okay, I'm waiting for response. I'll be set to continue if I don't see any response. All right, cool. So I'm looking forward to attending your events, whether in physical or whether in virtual, and looking forward for a very meaningful speeches. And coming to the next, registrations. Just now we did mention how important is the registrations. Okay, this registration is one of the most important things in our event days that will never miss in any events. So be assured that you have a registration name list. Your friendly reminder, this is very important because most of the time we get ready internally ourselves, but we do not give friendly reminder to all our participants. So friendly reminder is very important. Friendly reminder, our event is tomorrow and our location, the GPS and the location, the GPS means how to get to your locations. The link is very important because normally we will have a lot of participants from other states or other cities. Okay, make sure your friendly reminder are very detailed to assist them to come to your event on time. Okay, and also knowing what to get ready, maybe perhaps dress code also. If you don't tell them dress code in advance, maybe you will be sometimes be freaked out also. Okay, usher, if you have any guest of honor, okay, make sure you have usher also. And then you have to know, you get ready your usher, you have to know who to be usher, means who are the VIPs that you should the usher should look for. So with this, normally we have a flower pin on their chest, on their fronts, so easier for the usher to recognize. Okay, and also the floor plan. Okay, the floor plan means if you have a installation award, maybe you have 50 tables. Okay, table numbers should be listed out. So when you guided your participants or your registrant to go to their tables, right? It's easier for you to identify, for them to identify also. So next one will be goodies. Get ready all the goodies back. If we are going to have any gift, door gift or goodies for our registration registrant, get ready on the registration also. So for this registration, particular registration, there is a lot of things to be done with this. Okay, so these are the general that should be covered, must cover in the registration part. Okay, the next one will be guest of honor. Who should be guest of honor? Okay, when you think of we are going to invite a guest of honor, normally who will we invite? Type in the chat box. Okay, who should be guest of honor? Maybe some presidents of your other association. Normally, yes, we will invite governments. Okay, yang amat berhormat in Malaysia, any YB in Malaysia. Okay, Consul General, community leader, yes, correct. Not necessarily, YB, other governments, sometimes the community leaders. And also, yes, national board of your national officer of a JCI Indonesia. Okay, government YB, corporate partners, area boards. Okay, depending on the size of your events and the nature of your events once again. So if you have a big event, definitely we can have a governor, ambassador, minister, and maybe some of the YB. Okay, if you are having a small project, so your guest of honor may be your corporates, your patrons, or maybe some of the community leaders. So yes, these are the example of guests of honor. And also, how do you approach and invite a guest of honor? How would you approach them, or how do you invite a guest of honor? Yes, by letter, invitation letter, and what else? Sometimes if you are going to invite your prime minister, are you going to send in an invitation letter only? What would you do? Office invitation, email. Okay, what else? If you are going to invite the prime minister of your country, of Indonesia or Malaysia, okay, other than invitation letter, we are trying to arrange for a visit, a face-to-face call him. All right, so next time you all know lah, when you are going to invite the prime minister of Indonesia, please have Willie to call him, because he has a connection to contact him directly. Okay, yes, Shinta, arrange a meeting to have a face-to-face visit with the PM. For those who are very, like very besar-besar pangkat punya orang kan, takkan you kasih email saja. You have to try and arrange and pattern the visits. Okay, normally if you pattern a visit, maybe you can get a grant also. Okay, next one. What you expect guests of honor to be part of the events. Okay, when you invite guests of honor to your event, okay, you have to tell them what you expect them to do, right? Okay, Joanne, you are such genius. You are almost having 100% marks if I'm going to give you a quiz, Yes, normally, yes, correct. We expect our GOH to have a speech, and with that we need to let them know what sort of events we are organizing, and some GOH and some guests of honor, you need to ready the speech for them also. Okay, so be aware of this. If your guest of honor might not knowing your chapter so well, or your so well, maybe they will request you to write, or even you can volunteer. You can draft out a little bit about your event. You send to them, and then they were actually presenting on what you expected also. Okay, so what else? Other than a speech, what else? Maybe the guest of honor, other than speech, normally they can have certain resources, or maybe funding, or maybe core events. Okay, guest of honor generally, if YB, normally they will do some donation on the day also lah. So you have to pay them a visit, and then correct sikit, make some, make friends with your GOHers. So nanti you senang sikit mah. So YB ni kak, kita kan community project, boleh tak kita dapat sponsorkan Taliban YB. Okay, so in that sense, only you have chance to rest the request of those sponsor or grants. Okay, so these are some ideas. Okay, how you should handle shoot them as stage. All right, really, I expect you to become YB soon, and we all are going to invite you, and we will shoot you at the stage also. Okay, how should we handle guest of honor? How should we handle guest of honor? Your guest of honor, when upon arriving to your venue, I think Shinta have a very good experience on this. Just now she mentioned, right? We need to have a VIP room to let them, rest a bit, arrange a VIP place. Someone need to accommodate them. Okay, Reese make a very good point. I have to emphasize on this later on, because some chapters, right? When they got too hassle, the OC have to go settle some stuff, and the local president has to do something, and then at the end of the day, the guest of honor leave him alone on the VIP room or on the main table. Never ever leave your guest of honor unattended in whatever circumstances. This is very rude and disrespect. Imagine today, really you guest of honor to your sister chapter, and then from the beginning to the end, maybe perhaps you are like no one entertain you. Okay, need someone to assist him, to make him comfortable. Yes, brief quickly on the program floor and assist what he needs, like water maybe. Yes, correct. Okay, never yes, or you can have a liaison officer, or that have of the guest of honor. Whenever the guest of honor is alone, right, the liaison officer will definitely go straight next to him to entertain him. So never ever, I have repeat 3 times because this is so much importance. Never ever leave your guest of honor unattended. So as an OC yourself, as a local president, you should have that kind of sense of urgency also. Okay, so don't make VIP wait too long. Yes, so during accommodating or accompany your guest of honor, so what kind of things that you can approach them? Maybe you can chit-chatting about what JCI about, what you have done so far with your chapter, what kind of achievement that you have done with your JCI to the community. Share with guests of honor. Normally they will feel connected, and then also easier for you to bond with them further later on. Perhaps later on, your YB also announced a donation of 1,000 lagi. we do have a guest of honor when you have well entertain them and share them a lot of the values that you have give to the community project. Indeed, I have witnessed many YB, right, when they give speech at the end of the day, without our knowing, they announce they will donate. They will donate about, like, let's say USD 1,000, like make it easier to know, like, since we are different country, USD 1,000 to our chapter to run the project. So make sure your guest of honor is happy. At the end of the day, maybe you have surprise. Okay, so I would like to add on another thing, so that what you expect our guests of honor to be part of the event, other than the speech, other than maybe witness all the ceremony, maybe part of the photo shooting things. Sometimes we invite guests of honor to be part of the MOU signing also. So guests of honor, there's a lot of function there's a lot of activities they can do during our event day also. Okay, so have you all got a better idea how important and what we can do with guests of honor? If yes, please type guests of honors in the chat box. And I can have a drink first. Okay, guess of honor. It's only 3. Okay, cool. So now we understand the importance of guest of honor. Let's move on to the next one. That will be photographing list. Why this is so important that I need to add on a section of this photographing list. How many of you, especially the OC and local president, upon finishing your event, you realize you don't even have a single photo of how awesome you are holding the speech, on the stage, delivering your speech, and you feel like, what the hell, I've been busy for half year, I don't even have a single awesome photo for my speech. Okay, right. Okay, there's a kidding one, but this is so much important. Why do we need a photographing list? Okay, that is the best way for us to communicate with our members, with our public, with our stakeholders for what are the values of the event that we have done. You are not going to tell your sponsor that, I have 500 participants in this event, and then in the words and in a few sentences, maybe in a paragraph, without any photo. Do you think the impact is big enough without photo? No, right? That is a photo that touch people's hearts. Okay, photographing is a way of feeling and touching, of loving also. Okay, so in the chat box, I hope everyone share one of it. What sort of photo list that should be taken during your project? What sort of photo list? See, very particular. We actually had this kind of SOP to teach our photographer. You need to have this certain photo. Okay, action photo. Yes, correct. Action photo. Do not take only group photo. Group photo is like looking at the photo. Action photo, you are so attentive to the during the registration counter. They always say men or women that are looking very hardworking or serious on their working are the most handsome and beauty moments. Okay, so I think that moment should be captured. Okay, awarding moments. Okay, the awards moment. Formal photo for JCI gallery. Correct. Yes, we need it for our JCI gallery. I think you made a very good point, which I'm going to cover later on also for Neil. Okay, sponsor shots, speaker and awards winners, MOU signing. What else? Really? All right. You are speaking an alien language that only I know, you know. Entrance of guests. Oh yes, entrance of our VIP guests. Okay. Candy photo with a guest of honor, correct? What is BTS means? What is BTS mean?
Behind the scene.
Behind the scenes. Behind the scene. Okay, correct. Yes.
Like maybe like preparations during the events, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Correct. That's very important ones to make your community feel that are being they are being paying attention, because sometimes not only local president and OC have the biggest aura. All our community are work behind the scenes. So give them a credit by taking some good photo of them working hard. Okay. Prince having a good sharing also. Audience reaction and venue suits. Okay. I need one photographer for web and one for project or Zoom. Okay. Yes. Correct. Yes, correct. Okay, so I do a little bit write out on the photographing list. So I hope you all can have this checklist in your future projects. For example, especially in the reception and the counter, registration counter photo. Okay, that is where a lot of interactions will happen, where all our guests will come to the counter to sign, maybe to pin the flower, to usher them to march in the entrance. So these are the reception counter photo. And also one have mentioned the committee in action photo, which are all the behind the scene photo. Maybe a day, pre-event day, also you have a photo list already. Okay, all the speech photo, all the guests who are deliver the speech, okay, definitely having their photo also. And also the guests and the VIP photos, committee group photo, not only all the participant group photo, also your committee group photo. Never forget about your committee. Okay, committee group photo and then also group photo. These are the general 6 types. I'm not sure whether I'm able to copy and paste these 6 points to the chat box. Give me a second, since I think this is quite an important one. Okay. Okay. This. So these are the photographing list, yeah. Okay, if you all acknowledge the importance of photographing list, please write "let's should know" in the chat box. Okay. Okay. See, for example. Okay. And then another good point about having a lot of, if you have a complete photographing list to tag, sometimes easier for you to write press release attaching with a good photo and send to your press media. Okay, this is very important. You see, guest of honor and so forth, and the good photo. Okay, so these are the typical photo lists when you take it, and then you can send to the press media also. If they happen cannot attend, you just email to all the relevant press, or maybe 10 press, you email to all of them. Okay, so the last part of this module 3 will be the etiquette. The etiquette, it means all about the manners and behavior that we should have in the events. For example, be on times, especially the OC as a hosting chapter or our committee, we should be practiced on time. Do not, I do experience once, the speaker has arrived, but the OC and the project committee are yet to arrive. These are the most embarrassing moment ever. And this is going to destroy your JCI chapter name. Okay, be on time, even be earlier than any other of your invited or VIP guests. Okay, dress formal. We always talk about dress code. For example, today we might not having any dress code, but everyone we can tell, because we are all JCI, we all dress at least a polo shirt, a more formal one, and not a singlet lah, or maybe a pajamas. Okay, so dress formal, because you are not respecting the venue, you are also respecting yourself. Okay, the one will be politeness, attitude, posture. Okay, do not go to an event like you leave your head like this, talking to people. Okay, and then your posture are very ego, or very making people uncomfortable with it. Okay, these are some of the etiquettes that I would like to share also. And also be aware of your tonality when you are talking. also respect those who are giving speech on the stage also. Jangan itu orang ke atas deliver speech and then you also screaming at the podiums. You are really disrespect the speech, the guests on the stage also. Okay, and lastly, definitely table manner. So these are the example of the etiquette that we should be aware, ourselves to be aware, because they show how you respect yourself and how you respect your event, how you respect your chapter and JCI also. Okay, good manners will open the door. All right, so with this, we're done with the execution. These are all the tiny things, but very important on the event day that one must not miss. Okay, so far, if you have learned something about this execution, please type 666 in the chat box. 666. Yes. Why 6? Oh, it's just a random one. Okay, now we are coming. We have done our now we know what to do, how to organize an impactful project, and then we have prepared our project, and then we have organized our project. Are we done with this? Are we done with this? After we done, okay, what should we do next? I saw Amanda like, no. Okay, what should we do next? We have done our project, right? Oh, done ma? Boleh balik rumah sudah tau. Okay, have feedback, evaluations, okay? And we so-called post-mortem, okay? Right after your events, if you can, collect evaluation and feedback from the participants, and then the next one, internally, we also need to have a post-mortem, okay? Okay, we have the post-mortem is not only to evaluate the feedback from our participants, we also need to know what are the impact that we have created. This is what our president, Madam President Novia has mentioned in the beginning, okay? She want to know how do we measure our impact to the local community. So from the beginning, you have set the goals clearly. So along the way, for example, you want to impact 1,000 people to benefit from this business sharing talk. You have a goal for that. So by the end of the day, do you have this number? So you have a measurements. It depends on the nature of your project. So you have setting your goals in the beginning of the project, what kind of impact that you want to achieve, you are expected to achieve, and then by the end of the day, what are the actual impact that you are actually achieving. So from there, we know whether our project are creating impact or are on the right track or not. Okay, so what sort of measurement that we can do in the outcome, other than the number of participants? Okay, what sort of others outcome we are looking for? Suggestions, idea in the chat box. Okay, other than numbers of participants, what else? For example, it can be assumptions of anything. For example, you are doing a fundraising project for the cancer patients. So your target is maybe you want to raise one.
Jigay ba yun, no? Vinyl, tas ilalagay natin daw dun sa taas.
Yeah. Any bukan? Okay, what else? You remember? Yes. Oh my God, that's a very good point. Okay, the result outcome. Why we JCI do project? Because by doing project, we attract members also. So one of your impact also measured by how many new members you recruited through this project. Very, very well done. Okay, what else? Sustainability. Okay, to check whether our project is sustainable or not. Maybe, for example, the orphanage. Most of the time, general people, they would like to donate food, donate those kind of rice for them to survive their days. But for JCI, for me, I would not recommend to donate them those kind of food and bags and so on and so forth. Why not we teach them the skill to survive themselves? Maybe teach them how to do use the rotan to what the bag kan? Those recycle material to do bags that can be that can be sell, or maybe do the soap sabun. Okay, if for me, we are going to help orphanage, do you think it's sustainable if we're only donating them money or goods? Do you think that is sustainable? No, right? Kartini said telling me it's no. Okay, make sure our project is sustainable. Okay, we teach them skill might be better. So, and then by the end of the day, how are we? Yes, teach how to feast, not give them feast. So how this result outcome we are going to measure? So maybe we measure how many orphanage have developed this skill in order to survive themselves. Okay, so does this answer your question, President Novia? So these are the things we are going to measure. We have to know what kind of project that we're doing in the beginning of the project. We already know what sort of project we are going to solve the solutions. So you have your goals already, and then you measure from that. Okay, sponsorship is also one of the key. Okay, we have to know by the end of the day how many sponsorship that we got, and also partnership, the most important one. I think Willie have mentioned it. How many stakeholders we have involved. When we do project, we do not want to involve only our member do ourselves. Ini kita cakap syok sendiri. Okay, oh our members main-main sendiri saja. We want to involve as much stakeholder as possible, be it corporates, be it government, be it community, or be it all the university students. The more stakeholder we involve, the greater impact that we achieve also. So stakeholder partnership is one of the, yes, LO brand awareness also. Maybe from that single event, your Facebook reach from 1,000 to 2,000. This is also one of the outcome. Yes, exactly, followers. So there's a lot of impacts that we are looking at it. So don't only look at number of participants, how much we earn, what's the surplus that we got. So there is many more, but it will be depending on the nature of your project. I can tell you all the example, but if you have any project that you need, some idea, this is how we brainstorm and we share with you what are the outcome they are we looking for and what are the impact. Okay, so I can tell everyone when you are sharing over here, it means that you really get this, what I mean already. So very well done to all of you. And then next one, yes, review and evaluations. So review, these are the feedback from the audience or the partners. And also us, when we are not only reviewing the goals, whether we are achieved or not, we also need to review from the participants whether they are satisfied with the project that we have done it or not. And then with combining these two, we knowing how to modify this project better next time. Okay, so review evaluations are very important in the in this postmodern, we call it postmodern meeting. These are part of the things that we are going to review. Okay, and then what else we are going to cover in the postmodern? What else? Other feedback from the participants, other knowing what whether our goals has been achieved. What else? Yeah, we are going to have on this postmodern meeting. Okay. Apa lagi? Anyone can give me the right answer? I give you 1,000 marks. Oh, almost right. Amanda, almost right. Points for improvement. For next year implementation, okay. Almost there. I think we must have a complete project report to table to your board also. Okay. And basically, there's improvement. What are the improvements? Summary improvement for next project. Okay. One more. Okay. Okay, I'm going to announce it to you. There's a finance project. There's a finance report. You have done all your review, but do you review your budget again? So we have a budget in the beginning. Now we forgot about it at the end of the day. So budget itu buat syok sendiri juga lah. So buat then tutup simpan dalam locker laki. We are no longer to look at the budget anymore. Okay, we need to look back at our finance report whether we are, we are a surplus of deficits. We are doing community project. We don't hope for surplus for too much, but at least we don't aim for deficit also, correct or not? So make sure from time to time we are reviewing our project budgets, and then at the end of the day in this project post-mortem meeting we should cover our finance also. Okay, conclude out everything. Okay, what are the income expenses and any unforeseen expenses also. Okay, you need to all add it into this finance report and do a recap. And make sure when you have a project report and finance report and all the review things, you basically have completed a project from A to Z. And then finance report is important, especially when you hold a very grand events like national project, and then you have find sponsorship of 10,000 USD dollar from your sponsor. Your sponsor definitely need to see what value you have created, and also a transparent finance report will build trust. Your stakeholder will trust you more if you have very transparent finance report and also attaching with a project reports. So what are outcome you have achieved, what are the good things, impact you have created, your value you have given to your community, including with a finance report. With this, I believe in the future there will be much more easier for you to find any support from anyone in terms of be it sponsorship or in-kind sponsorship. So watch out, don't forget finance report anymore, yeah. Okay, and then just a tips on here also. In this finance report, also we keep a good practice. So all the members need to keep the receipt and make sure all the claim to be done within 1 month after end of this project. You're giving a 1 month time frame to finish claim any expenses. So you close case and you present this project report and finance report to your boards. Okay, it's not like we done with this project, we do not need to report the board. We need to report the board together with this finance report with a proper closing also attached to a finance report. Okay, and then with those further than the 1 month, they are no longer eligible to claim. So for every single project, we can keep it clean and tidy so we can move on. So this is the way how we manage our chapter and also how we manage our company also. Okay, imagine you have a company, takkan your employee claim with you 1 year later on, you'll be like, you don't know what's that about already. So set a time frames. So this is effectiveness in managing our chapter also. Just a side tips. Okay, so up to here just now, I think everybody have mentioned point for improvement. Okay, what are the improvement point for next year implementations? Okay, most of you have mentioned about this. Yes, and what are the area of improvements? Means maybe in terms of registration, you realize, okay, if we have done this, the flow will be even smoother. Okay, maybe the table we should arrange like this. Maybe the slide should be like this. So these are the other than the impact, you know, the measurements. So these are the little things during organizing the events. What other of the area of improvements that we can do better? Okay, to avoid mistake, to avoid hazard, to avoid messiness. Okay, in terms of maybe floor plan, in terms of just can be anything. Okay, so all the area of improvement, okay, can be stated over here, and make sure next time we can bring it out again. Okay, so far all good with postmortem, knowing the importance of postmortems. How many chapter actually do postmortem? Can you type postmortem here? You know, any chapter that you are really practicing postmortem meeting, please type postmortem. Okay, yeah, I know JCI Softkey. I do conduct some local officer academy for them. Me as a trainer, I need to be part of the postmortem meeting to give my feedback also. So yes, JCI Softkey. So please practice postmortem meeting so we know how can we enhance better. Yes, correct, JCM also. Okay. JCI Medan also. Okay. All right. Project impact extensions. What is this about? Can anyone share? Usually we party first and postmortem later on. Yes, can be. Please invite me for the party for this training later on, so we can have postmortem later on after the party, the Zoom party. Okay, what do you mean by what do we mean by project impact extensions? Why it is important to extend the impact of our project? Why? Okay, maybe I make it this way. Okay, sustainable is one thing. Okay, what sort of channel we can extend the impact of our project? Just now I remember Neil mentioned JCI Gallery. So this is one of the very important thing in the project impact extensions. Okay, coming from here, what sort of channel we can extend the impact of our project? Any? How can we make sure more people know the impact of the value of our project? Yes, Prince. Such genius, you all. Yes, correct. Okay. What sort of channels? Through the press release and media. Okay. We let in the newspaper or maybe through the e-newsletter. What else? Can be more. Yes, I'm waiting for this. Social media. After you complete or even before you do your project, you are going to post something in your Facebook social media to promote, right? And then after you done your project, definitely you are going to post your project result also, correct or not? What else? What else are what sort of other channels that we can promote the impact of our project? Just now, that's why I mentioned just now. Neil mentioned about the JCI.cc project gallery. Yes, that is extend your project to all the JCI surrounding the world. Okay, what else? E-award submissions, and perhaps a highlight videos, and also maybe if any local awards, and your project aligned with it, go and apply for that awards. So these are the example of the channel. Yes, project gallery in JCI.cc. Okay, so these are the channel. Why project impact extension is so important? Because we want more people to know what we have done for this community. Yes, and to inspire them to be part of this program. And this is how we recruit members also, especially in JCI.cc. Sometimes the JCI.cc gallery serve for the purpose. If you are having a community issue, and you can think of what kind of project or solution that you can do, go in JCI gallery and dig around, because you might get idea from how the others do project with a similar purpose. So JCI gallery, if you do a very good project, share in JCI gallery, okay, or do a highlight videos, share with everyone so they know what they can do also in their local community if they have a similar problem as yours. Okay, so this is very important to extend the impact of our project. Okay, and with this, I think we have with this I have covered all the important parts in this postmortems. After we have completed our project, we need to have a postmortem meeting that cover the feedback from our participants, that our internal all the impact, the measurement, whether we achieve or not, and the area of improvement, whether we got it or not, and our finance reports. And definitely we have to do the project impact extensions, okay, through the social media, press media, highlight video, and so on and so forth. So these are the 5 things that we cover in this postmodern this module 4. Okay, so far everybody okay with this postmodern? Give me a 2 okay in front of your camera if you're okay with it. 2 okay. Ta-da! Okay, thanks everyone to accommodate with me. Keep making everybody typing in chat box, need to play with the camera some more. Now I feel like more lively, not on myself talking myself. Okay, now moving to the very last module, and because you all are too genius and too participative, and that's why we might end earlier also. Very, very well done. Okay, coming to the last module. Okay, now in the module 1 to module 4 is all about skill in organizing chairmen. But in this last module, we are talking about the traits of a successful chairmanship is what sort of mindset that as an OC ourselves must possess to be a very qualified OC in leading our committee and leading our team. Okay, so everyone wonder why JCI do project? Why? And type in the chat box why JCI do project. There's no right and wrong. Share with us. To make an impact, vision and mission, yes. Yes, yes. To create sustainable impact, yes. To learn new skill. Okay, Prince is almost there. Okay, be better. To solve community problem, to make positive impact, contribution, to have friends all over the world. Okay, Kartini, now you have friends all over Malaysia and Philippines. Okay, trend leader. Okay, yes, President Chulong is almost there also. Build leader, yes. All right, JCI mission is about to provide development opportunity that empower young people to create positive change, right? So why do we do project? Do you know one project, how many committee that we are going to have? At least 5, perhaps, right? Correct me or not? Okay, for a single, even a mini project, maybe we need 3 to 5 committee. But for an area and national project, perhaps we need 20 to 30 committee. And then each committee are holding very important positions. And every committee in that particular positions, they will learn a lot of skill by holding that positions. So by doing why JCI do project, because project is the only way that we can give our members the development opportunity to grow themselves to become leaders. I repeat again. JCI doing project is the only way to provide development opportunity for our members to develop themselves. Okay, to develop themselves with all the skill, okay, being soft skill or hard skill. If we don't do project, we don't have any development opportunity. For example, today, if we don't have this training, maybe Kartini will not be the chance to give the opening speech and maybe perhaps the MC roles, because she herself as OC and MC also. Okay, so in a single project, we can create a lot of little leaders. Okay, involving in the project that will equip the members to become the leader. Yes, correct, Prince. So I think most of you are very senior in JCI to have rest out, trend leader, build leader. Okay, other than this. So remember, why do we do project? Is because these are the only way that we provide development opportunity for them. So next time, if you are holding Kartini, so next time in your next training sessions, you should find an MC to be in charge of that floor, and yourself, maybe as an OC, you supervise them to do the floor, to do the MC, maybe another person to be responsible for the cert preparing. Okay, this is some just as suggestions. Don't do a one-man show. Okay, all right. So why do we do project? Again, become OC is just like company managing director. Okay, I want to put this into a real life. We are not here only serving as a JCI. Definitely whatever we learn here, I hope there is a takeaway message that we can bring back to our career, to our real life. So OC is equivalent to a managing director. So be an outstanding also equivalent to a very influential leaders or director in your company, in your team. Okay, so imagine what is a bad OC about in your company. Is equivalence. Okay, so practice. Start from today, from us. If we are going to become an OC, make sure you are outstanding one. You have a good lead with your team, and definitely back to your company, you have a good lead with your employee that are paid for it. Okay, OC is like a director in any project. Okay, please make sure. I always believe how we do one thing reflect how we do in everything. For me, for example, in the training, no matter how many packs you are going to have today, even you have only 10 packs, I'm also going to deliver the training in such energy, in such enthusiasm. Okay, remember how you do one thing reflect how you do everything, and this is how I do everything in my career, in my life also. Don't do chin chai in JCI, then you do all out in your career. Definitely there will be a difference also, people will see. Okay, in JCI we practice the skill. There is a skill called, if you can influence a group of people, because we are all here volunteer servant. Do we all get paid to be here today? Do we all get paid to work in JCI? No, right? In fact, maybe we need to spend money, spend time, spend my sleeping quality, sleeping time. Okay, so if you can influence a group of non-paid young volunteers, members, to work at a one vision, and same mindset to achieve a very outstanding result of your project, then you will definitely 100% assure, I can assure you, you will be able to make your employee or your team members or your colleague to envision further and move together as one team to achieve a great achievement in your company. Okay, so this is my greatest learning in JCI, and I do apply everything I learned in my JCI in my career. And so all my staff are actually they are like getting paid at the moment. They are more than willing to work die for you. Okay, so and one last thing I would like to say is like one thing I learned from a book yesterday. There's 3 levels of people. The first type is we call executor. They do as per what you told. They can perform excellently. And the second type of person, we call it management. They know how to manage people. Okay, I allocate tasks to you and I manage the teams. And the third and the highest rank of people, we call it leader. Okay, we build leaders, we lead them, we give them a visions, and we know how to train them to be a better persons. Okay, I hope this is what you will learn in JCI. The more you do JCI project, the more successful you are. Okay, that's why I have hold more than 60 chairmanship and then become who I am today. Okay, now let's come to the 9 characters we talk about to be a successful, outstanding OC. The first one, definitely a project management skill. Being an OC, you need to have a project management skill. Make sure you oversee all the task lists and make sure everything goes in order. Okay, for example, you have to identify what sort of task that is not being covered, well, that is important. Okay, for example, so this will be covering for whatever that we have discussed previously from module 1 move to module 4, project management skill. Secondly is a time management, which is a Gantt chart. As a OC, you must have the sense of what have to be done first. So in terms of all the timeline to run smoothly. So time management. And the stress management is more into internal. So within yourself, it's not about with your teammate, it's about yourself only. Because I think every one of us definitely not paid for this, but we might have our career, our family, and then we need to deal with JCI, and we deal with a bunch of people might not listen to you. It's like sometimes you will be like, okay. Yeah, Amanda, I'm like, she's laughing when I do this. Okay, in fact, I used to do that a lot. Back few years ago, I was like, oh, what's going on with these people? Okay. Stress management. Okay, we have to know that we are here. We have to serve. But so let go yourself, and sometimes learn how to communicate properly with your members also. Okay, stress management. Don't over stress yourself. Find someone to talk, maybe your supervisor, your past president, whoever you think can give you good energy and advice. I think you all for Indonesia may find Willie because he is so experienced and very energetic. Definitely will give you good idea and give you energy, give you everything. Can be YB also, Mario. Can Willie? Okay, and the next one will be the conflict management. The stress management is within ourselves, and the conflict management is how you manage the conflict among your teammates or among your colleagues, for example. Okay, conflict means sometimes the secretary maybe have an argument with the other persons, or maybe the accommodation have an argument with a logistic. So as the OC, you need to know how to resolve the conflict among your team members, as to say among your colleague, among your employee also. Okay, as OC, we are there to solve solution, not to create further conflict. Okay, I paling takut OC yang macam mana tahu. The conflict already there already, and the OC is tambah oil, add on fire, and then jadi explode bomb lagi besar. Okay, don't do this. you don't laugh, you know, it sounds like, okay, I'm not going to do this. But in fact, in reality, yes, because sometimes also you might think, okay, I don't like this person also. So when this conflict happens, yeah, I don't like why he do that also. Okay, don't do that. As an OC, you are superior than them. You are supposed, even though you might not liking this the way this person do, but you don't add oil at fire. Okay, you are supposed to say, oh, maybe this person have their way of doing this. Okay, perhaps we can find a a balance way to balance between them. Okay, also you don't tell the other person that you don't like the other person, and then later on when they become friends again you siap juga tau, sebab dia akan cakap dengan orang tu, itu OC pernah cakap dengan I, dia tak suka you tau, habislah you. Okay, so okay, these are the tips. This really happened in JCI. Okay, so in a conflict management, as an OC, never we are going to solve the solution, never be the troublemaker. Okay, don't add on fire and the oil. Okay, the next one will be open-minded. Sometimes we might not knowing everything, but don't feel like we know everything, so we refuse to listen to others. Be open-minded. Sometimes your members or your committee, they have better idea than you. Maybe they see something else, they experience something that you have never experienced. So be open-minded, understand that everyone comes from different background. Okay, listen to them, listen to their suggestions. Not only do this, also to understand every one of us are not paid to here to volunteer. Some people, for example, if you are single, your time is more flexible, but maybe your committee, they are like having 2 kids, having 3 kids. For them, the time may be more, sometimes you can find a person, you don't know where they go, and you will be frustrated. Why this committee always, missing in actions, but in fact, maybe she or he need to settle the kids first, settle all the homework first. So be open-minded also in the sense that think about the situations of the committee also. Okay, and the 6th, effective communications. Okay, effective is no effective communication. That will be my one-man show only. Okay, effective communication have to ensure you understand what I have told you. For example, when you type everything here, I know exactly we are in the same connections. Okay, effective communication is the two-way communication. First, you listen with your team member, they really understand you. Okay, so effective communication is quite a technique also. I'm not going to go into depth in this, but I think there is another series of this. So if I think our VP Kartini got a series of effective communication courses, or if so, welcome to attend that also. Okay, there is another skill set for this effective communications. Okay, make sure it's a two-way communication. Okay, the next one, teamwork. We have a lot of tasks, and you might be very good with Amanda or maybe a few members only, but the task you do not allocate to these 3 person only. Make sure you assign the job quite balancedly, okay, to all the members, so everyone get to play their parts in this project, so they have the sense of belonging also. Also in a teamwork, we cover each other. As I say, you have to understand everybody have come from different background. If you can do more, volunteer to do more. If you can assist the others to complete their task, why not you go and assist them? Okay, when you're assisting and helping people, you are actually learning at the same time also. So please practice teamwork within your team also. Encourage teamwork. OC should encourage teamwork. Okay, OC jangan macam ni tau. Okay, secretary, I tell you to do this, then secretary come back to you OC ini macam mana buat I tak pernah buat Then OC the best answer, you know what to do? Go and find out yourself lah. Go and find out yourself. Okay, this will be pretty much gg.com. Your members might disappear after this project. Okay, practice teamwork, teach them, guide them. You might not helping them to do. You say, oh, maybe this one you can do like this. You think Can we do this like this? If they're okay with that, sometimes they just need the tips. A bling. Okay, I know what to do already. Okay, so assist them as in a teamwork. Okay, don't leave them alone to handle all the tasks. If they have any question, even yourself can go around and ask, okay, are you all good with your task so far? You okay with the floor? You okay with the arrangement? If anything you don't know, please ask me. Okay, these are the teamwork. And then the second one, and then the eighth will be the follow up. Okay, this is also one of the biggest mistakes become the OC, because I will be assuming upon allocating all the tasks, everything will be ready by the day. You know, this is happening in the dreams. You know, theoretically it should be done like this, but you know, like reality, especially in JCI, no. Okay, at the end of the event day, I realized there's no registration counter. All the committee member is late, and the poster design, you know, supposed to release this week, are yet to do. So all these kind of things. Okay, we need to have the task list, and we have the time management, and you have to learn how to follow up. You have set a deadline, follow up accordingly, whether this thing has been achieved up to date. Okay, learn to follow up, and this apparently the follow up skill become my greatest skill in my career. So no one will ever out of my schedule, because my follow up skill is very particular. Okay, if you can make it, I will ask you what time you can give me. So they will tell me, maybe evening later. So evening later, I'll come back again. So if my poster ready, okay, I think maximum the 3 times, the poster definitely will come up. So this is an example. You need to learn how to follow up. Do not assume people will get it done, you know, by the day. Apparently it's not, especially in JCI. I would like to say especially in JCI, because no one is paid to work. They will be like, screw this lah, I had to settle this dulu lah, okay? But we need to learn to follow up, okay, regardless. If really they cannot do it, you assign to other people, okay? If you don't follow up, you don't even know, maybe this person missing in action for good, and by the end of the day, you don't have any flyer at all. Okay, follow up to remind, correct? And follow up to set a new deadline if that deadline cannot be achieved. And upon 3 deadline cannot be achieved, please assign a new another person to do it. Okay, these are the tips. And last one is a sense of urgency. So putting it, for example, the guest of honor we have mentioned just now, right? As an OC, you must have sense of urgency. When really your guest of honor is leaving unattended, kan? You nampak kan? You yourself have to go and entertain your guest of honor already. Or something goes wrong, that must not, you know, for example, what else? Okay, one thing, last time I organized an event, I got a lot of heart attack in organizing a project. So that's why I can come up with such a detailed things. There's once we are going to have a corporate visit to a farm. And then we have already set the location together and to go to that go to that farm. And then on the event day, our OC told in our committee group that we have changed the location of gathering. So I'm like, everyone is okay only, only me, myself, the only one to realize, what about the others participants? Do you inform them? And then there's almost 20 minutes to the gathering times. And then the changing of the venue of gathering is about, I think, 20 minutes apart. So when I asked the OC tell me, oh, I forgot to inform the participant change. So, you know, that kind of heart attacks. So as an OC, you have to always bear in mind, you have the sense of urgency. If something macam is not right, you know, as a participant, maybe you're only participating without knowing much of this. But as an OC, if you miscues this, mati yo. I forever remember that scene. That's why I can share the story, because I really got heart attack the day. You know, we are about to gather already, and then the OC tell me he forgot to inform all the participants that we have a change of location of gathering. So this is part of the sense of urgency that an OC should have. Always be in connection with the project. Don't you know, happy and forget about the things. Okay, guest of honor is one of the things to be sense also. All right, so these are the 9 things to be aware as an OC, so that your project will run smoothly. So I think maybe I'm afraid after today's sessions, nobody want to be OC. Why? Because OC, I need to handle statistics. I'm sorry, VP Kartini or President Novia. Okay, if after today's sessions, your members told you they don't want to be OC, that might be my bad. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, really, this is a very detailed breakdown of how not checklist overload, but this is we call it a guideline, and then from time to time you practice. And as an OC for new member, always let them to start with a training. Don't ask them straight away to go organize a very big project. Start with the OC like training project first. And then once you see certain members are more capable of, then you rest them to a community project, okay? Unless your new member are very capable, you think they can handle such size of the project. So as a president, you need that kind of sense to allocate a project to any OC also, okay? So this is also sense of urgency. All right, I think, okay, why lastly, very lastly, why do we need to build outstanding chairmanship? Because as we say, project will become an OC equal to sleepless nights. Yeah, those days, I actually really sleepless every day, one or like 2-4 hours until certain level. I had serious care for when the year I was the area convention director to 400 PAX participants, and I was the OC to just now your Willie had mentioned. I was the National Peace is Possible Commission chairman. I have to run the roadshow all nationwide, and I have to do a national peace project. So that year is super crazy for me. Okay, so why do we need to build an outstanding chairmanship? As we all know, project will attract members. Okay, successful and impactful project will attract quality members, because those quality members, they know what exactly you are doing. Got eyes, got sense, right? So if you're doing a very successful and impactful project, you will attract quality members also. Okay, and lastly, outstanding OC is the key to successful project. Okay, that's why we need to build an outstanding chairmanship. This is a circle and a reason behind it. Okay, now I would like to every one of you to share in the chat box what you have learned today. Maybe a few things that you have learned today. Share with us in the chat box. So to do your own recap also. Okay, share with us in the chat box what you have learned today. Preparation is key. Okay, I hope I won't see, never become OC. Such a learning lesson. Okay, share with us something that you have learned today. Always have plan B. Yes, Chai, I finally see you typing, by the end of these sessions. Senator Vivek can sing. Since when I sing just now. Focus on details. Yes. Focus on details, President Novia. Every single duty behind it is a little things that you need to focus further. And sense of urgency, make a list. Why do we do JCI project? Okay, list has different takeaway message. What else? Oh wow, how you do one thing, refer how you do everything. Yes, the guideline to be an awesome OC, so members will be confused. Who's member as an OC? Shinta. Okay, Shinta, you are quite experienced as an OC, so you should become a OC advisor. Okay, for those who are very experienced in becoming an OC, there's only 2 roles for you. You may host national project OC and or become a project advisor to those new members. Those who become OC, will become advisor to them. We need such role in your chapter also. Okay, if you are really experienced, do such a roles and assist them in growing themselves to be an outstanding OC. Okay, what else? Train OC to start from simple project. Yes, this is very important. Make sure you know the level of your members and to assign them to the compatible project. The task of each positions, right, Joanne? Joanne is a very experienced member. Just now, she has answered everything very up to the point. So at least something a takeaway message for you also. Okay, the task of each position is very important. Okay, so keep on sharing or maybe sharing with your members by the end of the day. Because why I emphasize on sharing? Because when you're sharing, only that knowledge become your knowledge. If you don't share, it will never become yours. Finance report. Okay. Checking list and postmortem for continuous improvement. Practice teamwork. Okay. Geraldines. Okay, lastly, so this is one of the delegation through committee, empowering sub-team, resource planning. Yes, very, very particular for new learning. Thanks. So this is a area convention that I have posted on 2018. We have a record breaking. So happy chairmanship. The major difference between a successful and unsuccessful OC is that the successful one, we will look for any problem to solve, and the unsuccessful ones, you will try to avoid when things happen, you don't want to look at it, you don't want to solve it, okay? So OC as an OC, be flexible because things will never follow as per what you plan. Always have a mindset of flexible and having heart attack and be ready to solving any problems that arise rather than of pinpointing to anyone. See that your fault, or maybe because of because that member lah, because of whatever. Okay, on the event day, whatever happened has ever happened. The only one thing that we should do is gather our teams to solve the solution and get our event run smoothly. We can do it in the post-mortem meeting later on, but also not pinpoint, but to address how this could happen and how do we avoid next time. Okay, so this is my last sharing, and I hope every one of you learning something today in this be an outstanding organizing chairman. So it is my pleasure to share for friends, members from JCI Indonesia, from Philippines, and from Malaysia. Okay, with this, I end my sessions. So back to you, VP Kartini. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, San Vivian, for sharing wonderful knowledge, of course, based on the expert experience about being OC. And before ending the training, we would like to give you the e-certificate. It's an appreciation from us to...
There's a lot of signature.
Yeah, my very first time having such many signatures. So yeah, thanks once again to St. Vivian, and of course every OC and president from every co-hosting chapters. All right, and then I will also remind you guys to fill up the feedback form that will be shared by Amanda. Yes, thank you. And it will be shared on the WhatsApp group, participant WhatsApp group. All right, so before ending this session, let's take a photo together. Okay, so this everyone.
Photographing needs. Now group photo. Okay.
All right.
Anyone will be taking it?
Yeah. Yes. So switch on the camera.
Vivi company can count for us.
Yeah, okay.
We have two pages.
Oh, okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. Once again, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you guys want to use the other style. It's okay too. 3, 2, 1. Is it done, Amanda?
Once more, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Wait a moment.
Okay, one more page. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. You know what the double okay means? We are all okay to be OC right now. Okay, cool, ready. So you all ready to it, huh? All right.
Yep. Thank you once again, San Vivian, and every participant that, wow, keep it.
I'm really amazed by the whole, I can see everyone have been actively participating. So thank you very much. And please really feel free to fill out the training evaluation form. So ourselves also know what we can improve for the next time also. All right?
Yes, because feedback is the key to be champion. Thank you. Okay. So thank you, everyone. I'm gonna end.
Thanks, Vivian, for sharing this session. It's been it's always a pleasure to have you in the session. And thank you, JCI Moore, Philippines, and thank you, local President Nuka, for approving this.
Thank you everyone who has tech volunteer to co-organize this training together. And definitely big thanks to Willie. I think he's the one to make this channel so that I'm here today. Thanks, Willie.
Pleasure is mine.
Hope to see you in real soon, you know.
For sure. So Kartini, Vivian is sharing a lot about the GOH, right? How important about the GOH. Hopefully we can invite her and apply what she taught.
Yeah, of course.
Today.
Yeah.
And invite her as the guest of honor.
Yeah. Of course.
Awesome. So for those who need resources from all the templates that I have, feel free to fill in your email in that. Okay, I have seen a few that have filled up. I will email to you all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. Okay.
Oh, okay. So the email address should be filled in the
spreadsheet.
Oh yeah, okay, the first spreadsheet.
You also have the spreadsheet now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Hey, Joanne, you fill up any position this year?
I'm taking Kati